What is up, guys? How's it going? Now, Korea Maplestory recently released their balance patch for most of the classes in the game, and it is very possible that Global Maplestory as well as Maple Sea will get these changes in our summer update. And so I figured why not go over all of the adjustments and changes to every class. For this video, let's start with the Bowmans. Don't worry, I'm going to do the Warriors, the Pirate, the Mage, and the Thieves. Those will be coming in the next few weeks. But with that said, let's get started. Alright, in no particular order, we're going to go with Pathfinder first. Pathfinder is getting a bit of a small rework to some of their skills. Let's talk about their Cardinal skills. You can now use a potion while using Cardinal Discharge. Weird that this isn't a thing right now, but hey, it will be in the future. Cardinal Discharge is also getting a bit of a damage nerf in its Hexa form. It'll go from 475% to about 417%. Cardinal Blast is also getting hit with the same nerfs, going from 990% to about 870%. Now, the main thing about these two skills is that they are getting an automatic mode that switches from Discharge to Blast and vice versa. Now, do keep in mind that in the Korean Maplestory version, there is a bit of a delay when using this skill in its automatic mode, especially going from Blast to Discharge, whereas if you use it in a macro, it will still feel the same. So all in all, the macro might still be the best way to play this class, but that's something we'll have to find out once we get the patch itself. Next up is their utility skill, Ancient Astra. Now, this skill will be changed from a keydown skill to an instantly active skill, and the cooldown will be raised from 60 seconds to 90 seconds. The reason for this is probably because this skill is getting 2 whole seconds of invincibility, which is a pretty good trade-off considering that most people would only use this skill mainly for the 60% damage reduction, but hey, now it can be a fully fleshed out iframe. Next up is the Raven, which is their summon, as well as Raven Tempest and Evolve Tempest, their 5th job skills. You can now use all 3 of these skills in the air if you like, and for some reason, if you cannot summon the Tempest at a location, the skill now works so that it will summon it anyway at your character's location. Pretty good quality of life change here. Next up are the Marksmen. The Marksmen are getting a standard dash and it'll probably come in 2nd job. This is a great addition because it'll fully round out their survivability kit. I mean, they already have double jump, covering fire, and then blink arrow, and what's really missing is just a standard dash, and now they got one. Other than that though, in 3rd job, Frostbird, their summon can now be used in the air, and then there's Painkiller. This skill is getting a rework. Right now, it instantly removes any status effects, as well as giving you a 3-second immunity to any additional status effect that might come your way. It works just like Hero's Will, essentially giving Marksman 3 whole Hero's Will at around 5th job. Now, with the rework, this skill will be changed from a 300-second cooldown to a 75-second cooldown. It will no longer be affected by cooldown resets effects like, say, Time Leap, and then the status effect immunity duration will also be removed. What's new about this skill is that you will get 3 whole seconds of invincibility, which just adds more to their bags of tricks. Overall, with these changes, Marksman is going to be one of those classes that rarely dies. And the last of the Explorer Bowmans is Bowmasters. Bowmaster is also getting a dash in 2nd job, just like Marksman. In 3rd job, their Phoenix can now be summoned in the air, just like Raven and Frostbird. And then there's Arrow Platter, which will no longer have a cooldown when you set it up, making it a smoother transition when you want to reposition it. Other than that, Bowmasters are getting some buffs to some of their 5th job skills, like Arrow Rain and Silhouette Mirage. So all in all, Bowmasters are eating good for this upcoming patch. Next on the list are the Wind Archers. Wind Archers are getting hit with a slight nerf this patch. Starting with Howling Gale, the 1 energy cost tornado will be doing slightly less damage, going from 650 to about 580. The recharge time for this skill will also be affected by cooldown reduction now, so good for those with the Minus cooldown hat. Now, this skill has been improved overall. You can now resummon the tornado at your character's location by reusing the skill key along with the attack key. The other nerfs coming to Wind Archers hit their 6th job version of Trifling Wind and Stormbringer. Now, as for buffs, Wind Archer's Wind Wall will be changed to 60 seconds, down from 90 seconds, and then there's Vortex Sphere, which will now be more condensed for single target. This skill will now hit the target a total of 15 times, down from 20, and then the max number of lines will go up from 6 to 8. Next on the list are the Wild Hunters. Wild Hunters are eating good this patch with some great quality of life changes. First of all, their double jump will now become a triple jump, very similar to the Thieves and Angelic Buster. Their Jaguar summons have now been improved to follow bosses more clearly, and a few of their skills have had their cooldown removed like Provoke, Assisted Hunting Unit, and Drill Container. Moving on, White Heat Rush is getting changes as well. Currently, it only goes diagonally, but after the balance patch, it will give you a short dash left or right. Now, Wild Hunters will be getting a small mini rework for their Wild Grenade 5th job skill. They have 2 modes, one mode for when you're on your Jaguar and one mode for when you're off. Wild Grenade Flash is for when you're on your Jaguars, and it works just like the current version, but with a buff in damage. Whereas Wild Grenade Spark is the mode when you're off your Jaguar. This will give you one grenade that will send out shockwaves to deal a ton of damage and lines. Basically, it's a condensed version of Flash. The last thing for Wild Hunter is Wild Vulcan Type X. When used, it gives you super stance, crit status resistant, and 50% damage reduction, a very welcome change for this class. Next up are Mercedes. Mercedes are going to be a 2-minute class with this balance patch. As for number adjustment, they are getting nerfs on a few of their passive, that being Spirit Surge and Defense Break. As for actives, their 6th job skill Ishtar's Ring and Wrath of Enlil are getting slightly nerfed. Moving on to other skill, they got changes to Spirit of Elut and Royal Knights, both of which are going down to 120 seconds, with Royal Knights getting a bit of a damage buff. Water Shield, which is their iframe, is now a 60-second cooldown skill, and Sophilia is getting a rework. This rework will completely remove the mounting part of this skill and then adds an automatic feature where it will send out dashes when active. It is a 60-second cooldown skill now. Last but not least, there is Ikala's Breath, which will give you super stance as well as damage reduction and critical status immunity. And the last Bowman on this balance patch will be Kane. Kane will see a number of adjustments to their passive. They're getting slightly nerfed to Death's Blessing and Advanced Death's Blessing. However, Natural Born, Grinding 2, Dogma, Adept to Death are all getting buffs. As for active skills, they are getting quite a big nerf to their origin skill, Annihilation. However, buffs like Incarnation and Thanatos Descents are now 2-minute skills, with Dragon Burst, Final Blitz, Crypt of Agony down to 1 minute. Also, Dragon Burst and Final Blitz will now give you super stance to round out Kane. Alright, and those are all the Bowman's changes for this upcoming balance patch. Let me know which Bowman is eating good in Maplestory. I'll be doing more balance changes video for all of the classes in the next few weeks, so look out for those. Anyways, I'll keep this short and simple. I'll see you guys later.